Salutations, my name is Phil, aka JC, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Mirage Monarch. This time I'm doing something a little different. I'm recording on a Sunday during the day. The servers are pretty busy, except for Reunion where Mirage is located. It's very quiet over here. It's really great. It's so funny because Pocket D was like completely empty, but on Excelsior, where I normally hang out at, is so busy I can barely see it's like a crowded mall. Anyways, I think we'll try this one out. Valute, Lunata, Fortuna, formerly one of Ghost Widow's personal aides. Valute Lunata fell out of favor when she was discovered having an affair with an Arachno soldier. As a test of Valute's loyalty, Ghost Widow ordered her to kill the young man. Valute did as she was bidden and slew the man she loved. Impressed, Ghost Widow took pity on her and told her how to bind the soldier's soul to herself for all eternity. Currently, Valute is tasked with monitoring the Arachnos Ghost Research Program on Port Oaks. She hopes someday to work her way back into Good Widow's good graces. So she's over here. So this is the Valute story arc. Valute story arc. If you and I are going to work together, you need to understand one thing. I am out for myself. Accept that, and we'll work well together. Try to change me, and you may end up like Marco here. An Arachnos Ghost story. We may have a problem with Special Operation Rasher, the leader of the Arachnos lab tasked with investigating the Red Hands. Lately, he's been erratic. Half the time, he doesn't file his reports, and when he does, they're sketchy to say the least. Ghost Widow's concerned that Rasher may be using Arachnos property for his own pursuits. I'd like you to check out the lab and bring Rasher back to me. I think I can get the truth out of him. Okay, so that's our first mission here. We will, of this story arc, the Valute story arc, so we'll head on over. And this was a community-chosen character for me to run through villain story arcs with and read these story arcs out loud. We currently have a survey for a hero, a blue side counterpart to Mirage Monarch. Looks like it's going to be a corruptor, and those votes are still open for the time being. I just realized I'm not invisible. That could cause me no amount of small problems here if I just keep waltzing around. You know, I get the feeling he just ignored my hold, so I hope that doesn't mean I'm in for a world of hurt here. Let's see. Defeat all ghosts in the lab. So this is a defeat all, so I'm going to have to beat up everything anyways. So we're going to try to see. Okay. I think he's held. Yeah. It doesn't look like he's coming after me. There we go. You're dead. Alright. So we're just going to take some of these guys out. We got a big group over here, so we'll try to boggle one of them, as I like to call it. Boggle. And then we will try to blind one over here. And then try to... Alright, he's dead now. I can't even tell which of these ghosts are boggled or not. They're so translucent. Oh gosh, he's just gonna go crazy. He's gonna beat up everybody. He doesn't care. I'm gonna stay back here and see what happens to him. Now let's boggle you. Oh, now you want a party. Go away. We also have our pet here. Our little temporary pet, anyways, from the illusion side. I didn't say you'd come close to me. Bye! It does go through some endurance, but I should probably turn off my travel powers if I don't want that to be an issue. Yeah, for a solo player, it's paradise. Absolutely. There's just a lot of people running around. I don't mind some people running around, but it gets really crowded in Atlas Park. an Ouroboros. You can barely see Miss Liberty. You can barely see the teleportation portal sometimes. It just gets a little irritating after a while. Oh, I did not say you could come close to me, buddy. Bye! Oh, you're right, KSC. Oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I'm so unprofessional right now. We have the last character up on the screen. We need to fix that. We have the Monarch artwork, which I absolutely adore how this turned out and whatnot. I think the AI nailed this one on the head. Make sure there's nothing up here in the corners, like, I don't know, that. Yeah, that art came out really, really nice. Do I ever do task forces? Every once in a blue moon. Like once in a blue. I used to run them nonstop, Alex, a year or two ago when I was running an SG. I ran them quite a bit back in the day. So I'm familiar with them. I mean, as much as my old man memory will allow me to be familiar with them. I'm a bigger fan nowadays of doing like duos or trios if I'm not soloing, rather than very large groups where I just either feel like it's going too fast or it's going too slow or I don't even feel like I'm contributing. There's literally been times like in 8-man task forces where I'm just like, oh, my wife needs me for something. Let me go take care of that. I come back. You know, they didn't need me, right? They went ahead without me. I still got everything, you know. It almost feels like, yeah. But if you crank up the difficulty too hard to where all 8 people have to work together, it's so hard to get that difficulty just right because it's easy to overwhelm the whole group if you keep cranking it up. And it's also easy to make certain characters feel completely unnecessary, right? So if you put it up to like +4 difficulty, because let's say you have some level 50 people who are exemplar down for the task force, but they still get to keep a lot of their enhancement and their attune bonuses. So they can handle the +4s no problem. But the guy who's just level 20 with SOs, you know, he has a much bigger problem doing that, right? He's going to miss a lot, and he's going to feel kind of useless, you know? So, yeah. The best way to get Imperium merits. So, Imperium merits are used for upgrading or buying rare incarnate salvage that's needed for creating some of the incarnate enhancements. You get some for free while you're leveling up, and to be honest, after you level past 50 from the veteran levels. And to be honest, that's usually enough for most purposes. But if you want extras because you want to be able to, you know, have more than one different type or whatever have you, then you're going to want some extra Imperium merits. The best way to get those is to run the Dark Historia story arcs. I think part 1 especially, I farmed that a lot for Imperium merits. When you get it down pretty fast, you can get down to 15 minutes. And you can get 2 Imperium merits per run. So let's grab a hold of that guy there. Trying to get my Judgment Incarnate to tier 4. Then yeah, Imperium merits Dark Historia. And I can do a run on here after I'm done with the story arc if you want, but that's it's an easy one to run on your level 50 characters as long as they got their alpha done. Oh, aren't you cute? Yeah, nothing we like more than a cute night terror. The heck? You're still here? Go fight your friend. Ooh, that hurt. That was not very nice. Ooh, forgot to take a little knee after that one. You're giving Mirage Monarch a little bit of a hard time there. Oh, we got some friends over there. We got some friends over here. Remember, boys and girls, when in doubt, confuse. Gonna try not to get after my comfort zone here because, uh-oh. I might have overextended myself on that one. Well, if you want to play, you can go play with them too. Oh, found more of the party floor. We'll confuse them all, then everybody can join in on the fun. Now, the thing about these ghosts is they pop in and out, and it's a kill-all, so you don't know if, like, one of them disappeared and is somewhere else in the facility or something. Oh. I think we found some more. He wants to be so helpful. Night terror. Well, let's see how terrible you really are. Ooh, he does hurt when he gets close. Dang nabbit, he disappeared again. Great. Stupid ghost. Yeah, that was a little hair-raising for a minute there. Let's take a quick little knee here. Maybe not. I thought I hit the take a knee button. Yeesh. Yeesh. Alright, nothing left there. Huh, supposed to be looking for some clues or something. Oh, there's a whole nother floor, because of course there is. Oh, hello, mister. We passed you up. We got a couple of friendlies around here. Unfriendlies, that is. We'll have to take them out slowly. Hello, bad guy. Boop. Let me try that one instead. The ones with the multiple elevators on the same floor are a pain for the defeat all missions. Yeah, this is a pain in the butt. This is what we call a PETA mission, absolutely. Absolutely. Come on, open up the doors. Okay, there we go. We are on the road to like 1,000 subscriptions as well. That's why we're building a new character. Let's see here. Let's grab a hold of this guy. Let's freeze this guy. Let's do that guy. Well, I'm glad you came up to me, because that makes it easier to do that. Uh-oh. Bye. He's like, but I served you so faithfully. Yeah, that's what they all say. Let's see here. If we take a look right here, we are at 932 subscribers, so 68 away from hitting that big 1,000. Alright, so the clue is done. Now I just have to finish, you know, killing everything slowly. Oops, I accidentally held the wrong one. That was a mistake on my part. Oh, come on, just hit him already. Is he dead? Okay, he's dead. We gotta make sure they're all dead. I'm playing right there, that never happens. Yeah, they like to hide him around corners and stuff. They really, really do. Yeah, kill all missions can be kind of brutal, especially when you're at low level, especially when you're playing a Dominator, which is one of the lowest, slowest killing classes in the game. Yeah, and you spread over 3 floors, and, you know, what else can we think of? Hopefully this is our last trio here. Did you ever get into base building? Yeah, I built my own base on Reunion, on the villain side. I don't know what happened to it, but I've done it before. I don't really care for them anymore, but I, you know, got it out of my system. We'll put it that way. Definitely feel like it's more fun to peruse other people's really nicely done bases that they put millions. It's like Christmas lights, right? I'd rather drive around and see all the Christmas lights somebody else has put up rather than me spend all the time up on the roof trying to put them up myself. All right, so that mission is done. Let's go back to Valute. Have a little jetpack from one of the police missions we did. And all it is fancier jump. It's not even a real fly. Alright, ask about available missions. If we don't find Special Operative Rasher, Ghost Widow will have both our heads. Fortunately, I've got an idea where he may be. Rasher maintained a secondary lab where he kept most of the ghosts and his men had captured. Not a lot of people know about it. It'd be a good place for him to hole up if he suspects trouble, which he should. Care to check it out? I've already made contingency plans, kid. If this thing goes sour, you're on your own against Ghost Widow. Yeah. I like how this jetpack isn't like really true fly. It's like glorified hopping. Like, what the heck is that? And whatnot. Apparently, WoW is just now doing house building. Looks like their implementation is a lot more in depth, though, where you can have communities, basically. Alex, I'll tell you a few things I have about WoW, but let me read Chow's about... So, Ouroboros from the villain side. I do have a video on it. There is... I can show you, but it'll have to be after I finish this story arc. But, so if you haven't found it by then, let me know. But yes, it's in Arachnos' base in the bottom, but it does... Helps to look at the video. It's I think it's in the new player playlist. Find and defeat Fowler and his men. Seek clues. Now, is this another one of those where they want you to actually kill everybody again? Is this a kill all again, or just... It's probably just Fowler and his men. Let's see if we can get to the end and just do it that way. Excuse me, coming through. Don't mind me. Just stealthing through. Don't mind me. I'm an illusionist. I'm a trained illusionist. I'm very glad that opening doors doesn't break stealth, because that would be very embarrassing. I use my bases to level up store stuff, build enhancements, also store inspiration, switch them out when needed. It's a vital part of my operation. Hey, whatever works for you. I do everything in Pocket D. Pocket D has everything in one place with one small exception. That's a place to buy SOs if you're doing lower level characters. It doesn't have an SO vendor. For that, I have to go back to Atlas Park. I mean, usually I'm leveling up in the cities anyway, so there's, SO vendors left and right. But everything else is right there in Pocket D. Now, the only thing you don't have in Pocket D, of course, is storage. But I don't store. There's no point in storing. I just sell what I don't need, and I buy what I need. And you don't waste a lot of money because the auction house fee is only 10%, and most of the things I'm buying and selling is like under $1 million. So the fees aren't really that big. I would spend more money in lost time constantly taking it in and out of my base. And the big thing holding back the base because the base can have a lot of stuff in it, but you know what it cannot have for whatever reason? Auction house access. And that's really, really huge. When you're leveling up characters, you're crafting things, you need to buy some extra materials you're missing, you realize you're missing this and this and this, or you want to look at the prices of something. Like when it comes to gearing up my characters, having an auction house access is very, very vital. And for some odd reason, they can't get that to work in supergroup bases. If they could, it would be the one-stop shop almost for everything that you could possibly ever need, and it'd be really, really cool. All right, cool, Chow. Cool. Oh, yeah, some of the bases are so freaking well done. So freaking well done. Yeah. I should one day just do a video just doing a tour of them and save that as a video. Absolutely. Where's this Fowler dude? He needs to show his face. Where is he at? He's got to be up here. I see a wolf spider. I don't see a Fowler. Hey, buddy, do you know where your boss is at by chance? Could he be in this branch down here? Is that possible? Oh, yeah, there he is. All right, we found him. Turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. All right, we're going to boggle Sunshine over here. He's just a lieutenant, so he shouldn't be too hard to hold on to. I just realized this guy never boggled. Boggle. Thank you. Help me out against your boss. Good boy. When you're playing a Dominator, you need all the help you can get from your impromptu pets. Sadly, it didn't count as all of his men. Does he have any men up here? Must be counting some of his men out here. Or it might be a kill all, which would be very sad because there's a number of floors here. Yeah. So it's like I could spend hours making a really good base just to have it be something I don't use all that much because of the auction house thing. I just don't. Yeah. I mean, you can make easily, if you know what you're doing, you can make 100 million an hour on the auction house. So that's a lot of auction house fees for buying and selling and using the auction house as my storage, essentially. Now, if it's a really expensive, like let's say it's a Luck of the Gambler, whatever have you, right, that I'm getting rid of on a character for whatever reason, I can't even imagine what that reason would be. Like if you're talking like a 5 million, a 10 million enhancement, then no, I'm not going to store that. I'm going to use it right away. And I don't ever have a situation where I'm like not using it. But if I was, for whatever reason, then I would, and there's level 14, I would just mail it to another character and immediately equip it. But when you're talking like lower end enhancements, the 100,000 ones, I'm definitely not storing. Those fees are 10,000 or less. No, 10,000 is pocket change. So the 1 million enhancements, generally speaking, if I'm popping those out of a high-level character because I'm respeccing them, I can mail them to characters to equip immediately. I have enough low-level characters to do that. Or I could just put them on a character and store them on that character because lots of characters have, can hold lots of enhancements. So, all right, let's call up our contact. So Rassur's in the spirit world, eh? Well, if you're brave enough, we should go looking for him there. It's safer than facing Ghost Widow, I can assure you of that. I'm beginning to believe we may develop a friendship of a sort. I'm willing to sell you all the enhancements at my disposal. They're all these guys have an Etsy account where they're trying to sell their shit. All right, Rassur's in the spirit world, and we have to get him back at all costs. According to that file you found, Rasur has managed to open a portal to the spirit world inside of a sewer tunnel in Dockside. I need you to get there and see if you can follow him. It's the only way to save ourselves from Ghost Widow's wrath. If you find him, let him know how displeased we are with his work. This should help. It's something I've developed to keep me safe from any sort of special interference. Okay. Sure and his men. Gonna use my special killer jetpack to get there. Yeah. Anything I don't have to create an enhancement, and then from the base I take a portal there to Steel Canyon where I can buy and create at the university. Yeah, well, Pocket D has crafting tables. Pocket D has it all. I used to use like the crafting table in Steel Canyon, but that's separated from other things like certain vendors and stuff like that. Pocket D has a trash vendor right up in the bar that you can sell stuff to really quick. You know, it has a person to level up. It has a smart vendor. It has crafting tables. It has access to the auction house. It has somebody there to massage your back. It has an icon vendor to change your looks. It's pretty much got everything. Defeat the Rashur and his men. Alright, let's go to the other end of this, because 9 times out of 10 they tend to be on the opposite end of the map. This map gets used quite a bit. And I usually find that what I'm looking for is on this back alleyway. Special operative Rashur. There he is, right there. They're like really on this strip right here 9 times out of 10. It's really funny. Oh, did I just make myself visible? That was the wrong button to press. Visible, visible, invisible. Alright. In the base, I store 10 to 20 enhancements to switch in out for characters I'm early, so I'm not buying those any early, but still strong. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like in buying and selling. So your level 10s and 20s, level 10s and 20s enhancements. What enhancements are you storing? The SOs? I mean, what are you doing? You're popping. How are you even popping out? So if you put your SOs on somebody, I guess the first question is, how are you popping those out? Yeah, that would be the first question. So let's go ahead and kill this guy real quick.
I missed the actual beginning of that question, but I always pop it like a tot.
All right. So I'm asking Remo. So Remo, you've got a level, let's say you got a level 15 character with your SOs in it, right? From leveling up or whatever have you. And you bought a whole bunch of, oh, I got a Ghost Slayer rifle. Oh, that's very handy. And let's say you got a whole bunch of IOs now because you just hit like 22 and you want to put in your IOs. How are you getting the old SOs out of there? You shouldn't be used. You don't. Well, I mean, you can, but you generally don't want to use common IOs at low levels because their bonuses are very inferior to SOs, right? So you can kind of see it right here on this character here, Psionic Dart. You can see these SOs are giving her 35% for their attack bonus, and IO will only give 20% each. So if you're using the Unslaughters, those are costing you 100,000 each, or at the very least 60,000 each off the auction house. 100,000 in merit rewards if you're using merit rewards. They're worth a lot less than that. That's why people usually just destroy them, because it costs more to pop them out, right, than it does to just destroy them. Unslaughters are only worth it if the thing is worth like $1 million or more, right? Because if you sell something on the auction, if you sell something on the auction house, it costs you a 10% listing fee. So 10% of $1 million is 100,000. Unslaughter is 100,000. So the general rule of thumb is if it's not worth at least $1 million, don't waste an Unslaughter on it. Because you're spending something that's worth 100,000 to pop out. You know, something that's worth, an SO in particular is only worth like 20,000 brand new. And that's why you don't see a lot of SOs. I don't even think, yeah, I don't even think you see a lot of SOs on the auction house. Low level SOs in particular. They're just cheaper to destroy than pop out and sell. You don't outlevel them when DFB and you quick level. Ah, you know what's really funny is we had somebody in here the other day. Let me finish off this mission here. So Rasher discorporated in the spirit world. That would be trouble. But luckily we've got that portal you found. That discovery ought to stem Ghost Widow's wrath, I hope. If you continue to work with me, you'll find that she can be a cruel taskmistress. Someone I know is missing, Mirage Monarch, and Arachnos is looking for vengeance. Let me lay it out for you. There was a ghost, one particular ghost, who was working with us to bring Port Oak's spectral population under Arachnos' influence. He had an appointment with an Arachnos sorcerer last night, but the sorcerer never came back from the meet. Odds are, Phantom Phil got tired of working for us and decided to do in his contract. I need you to go to the meeting place and see if you can turn up any clues. It'll go a long way towards convincing Arachnos you're worth keeping around. I know that sorcerer. Can't say I like him much, but I respect him. And I'd like to know if someone's powerful enough to take him out. Oh no, I gotta defeat myself. I gotta defeat Phil and his friends. I knew it would come to this one day. So here's what's really funny. The other day, I had somebody in here saying, SOs are a complete waste of money. And I was like, what? No, they're very useful for the low levels. They're very powerful low-level enhancements for leveling up and working through the levels. And you know what he said? He said, well, not really. You see, when you're in groups like DFB, you know, everyone just blazes through everything so fast, you don't even need to put them in. You're going to level so fast anyways. You're just going to outgrow them so quick. Why even put them in?
That's not playing the game. That's dumb.
Well, that's what people say. You know, that's what some people go through, right? I mean, if you're in a DFB, everything's dying so fast.
Yeah.
Does it matter that you have 50% more damage on some of your attack powers at the end of the day? Probably not.
If you're sitting AFK and reading a book someplace else, it doesn't really matter what SOs you have. Oh, what you have slotted. Well, of course, obviously.
So it is pretty it's pretty interesting. Yeah, if you're going to do DFBs, then sure. But again, I'll point out to you that low level IOs are even cheaper than like level 25, 30 IOs that are in demand. So you're going to get them for 10, 20, 30,000 and you're spending a $100,000 influence on slaughter so that you can give it to a low level character. It's just kind of a waste of money. But you can. Yeah, if that makes you happy, you do you. It's not always about it's not all about saving money or not wasting money, right? Sometimes it's just about, well, I feel cool handing it down from one character to another. Yeah. And not having them on my trial, I can slap them in real quick while going through the trial. Oh, this is a really kind of crazy little group going on here. Let's go ahead and give them a little fear here. Yeah, some people only experience the game that way, absolutely. But this is why I solo and duo a lot, because I really have to get to understand my powers. And I'm immediately rewarded for increasing any increase in my character's damage, efficiency, whatever, because I get to see those full fruits of the rewards right away. I mean, to his point, let's say I figured out this build that increased my DPS by 10%. In an 8-person group going through DFB, I'm not going to really feel that, right? I'm just going to... you know, it's just not going to make a difference, really. But in solo play, that 10% may be what saves me from dying. Speaking of dying, I need to be careful here. I'm kind of getting overwhelmed here. There we go. Oh, you got the thingy. That's good. Cross, I can answer that after I'm done with this story arc. Defeat Phil and his friends. Honestly, I should probably just focus on defeating Phil and his friends. I don't need to kill everything. Oh, there's Phil right there. Haha. All right. We'll just confuse one of his friends. Phil is a boss. Oh, fudge, a boss. That's a little rough for a Dominator, so we need to be ready to use Dominate when it's up. And it is up. So I save my Dominate just for bosses. There you go. Did he just disappear on me? Son of a bitch. Where did Phil go? Where did Phil go? Dang nabbit. There's Phil. Phil, get back over here. We're not done with you yet. Don't run into other ghosts, Phil. That could complicate things. Okay, clue found. Apparently not the clue. It's probably in the other... Oh, it's right up here. It's lit up on the map for us. Hopefully I'm far away enough from those bad guys to do this and not get in trouble. Oh, okay. Well, the good news is the clue's done, but I didn't kill his friends. Maybe I need to kill all the other groups in this cave. Domination lasts for a good long while, so we'll use that to help us clear out this room here. I have to say, with the way I build controllers nowadays, and there's the mission, I actually think my low-level controllers are killing things faster than my Dominators lately. Shame about old Malachi. He wasn't much to look at, but he was smart and he was tricky. I can't say I shed many tears over him, but I'll do my best to avenge him. We can't let anyone go around taking out Arachnos agents. Not people and not ghosts. Power of the Spirit. I don't think I've been given any merit rewards for this, right? So rude. So I was right. Phantom Phil killed Malachi, and somehow he's stupid enough to think he's going to get away with it. Well, Arachnos won't let that happen. We can't do much to Phil himself, dead you know. But we can still bring some serious pressure to bear. You see, Phil's a recent addition to the ghostly population, and his mom's still alive. I want you to get over to her office and kidnap her. Then we'll see what Phil has to say about his little misadventure. Let this be a lesson to you, Mirage Monarch. Cross Arachnos at your own peril, and that of the ones you love. Yeah, because we're dastardly villains. This is the way we roll. Okay, had a little bit of a cutout there, but we're continuing to work through this mission. This place is huge. I've seen mega malls that are smaller than this place. Boy, without reveal, this would be one heck of a map to figure out. Okay, now we have to take her all the way back out. But she's not going to appreciate me being stealth, so yay. Well, look at that. We have a little extra group coming in here. Don't panic. Stay on top of your holds. Take care of business. Keep people confused to help you out. That's how a Dominator rolls. That's how we do it. Little expert finger work there. Come on, Emma. We got a long way to go. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, Emma. Come on, Emma. Great. Emma, you're gonna get me killed. Okay, so that's done. Come on, Emma. Emma finds this place just about as confusing as I do. Hey, she can jump down. In high heels, no less. Well, we're making it back without a whole lot of people stopping us, because I cleared the path, so that works. We receive Grace of Jewel, okay. And McCain's safe for the moment, if not exactly comfortable. We'll see if she had any idea of what Phantom Phil was planning. That should get Phil to show his face, or lack thereof. I'm impressed, Mirage Monarch. You didn't flake out on me. A lot of people would have, but it seems you're made of sterner stuff than most. Maybe we're more alike than I thought. I've interrogated Miss Kane. It wasn't what you'd call pleasant. for either of us. But I got some good intel. She told me that in the dream she's had since Phil died, he talked to her about Arachnos. Based on what she told me, I think Phil was playing poor old Malachi all along. He never wanted to convince the Red Hands to aid Arachnos. He was just trying to learn as much as he could before he sicked the legacy chain on us. Well, given recent events, I wouldn't be surprised if Phil moved up his timetable. So this is your chance to be a hero. A hero for Arachnos, that is. Take out those legacy chain mystics, and there may be something in it for you. The way I figured, Phil thinks the legacy chain it has what it takes to take down those Arachnos and give the ghosts the peace they need to leave Port Oaks. Fat chance of that happening as long as I'm around. Peace is something I've learned to do without. Phil and his buddies can do the same. And away we go. Take out legacy tubes and seek clues. Okay, let's take a look at the lay of the land here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should worry about this guy trying to beat me up first. Okay. Let's head over to the elevator. Wow, this is going to be another one of those really huge places, isn't it? Got a big group there. We can take them apart. Whew, I got a little cray-cray. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I hear clues from somewhere. Clues. Now, this might be a kill-all. I have no idea, but we're gonna just clear out this room and see where it takes me. Oh, there's Phil right out there. We need to get Phil. Is he a boss? He is a boss. Whew. That was a little close. But you live life on the edge as a dominator. I'll take this one out with a couple of shots now. Yeah, this might be a kill-all, sadly. Yeah, I don't think there's anything left in this room. Goodness gracious, this place is huge. I'm gonna be here all day. I have to rely on the apprentice charm there. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in this place. Man, these guys just take each other out. Yeah, there's a lot to get through here. But get through them we shall. Oh. And there he goes. Bye-bye. A bunch of people hopping up and down here. Go ahead and get all rid of these guys here. Yeah, this is definitely a long mission if they really want me to kill everybody, unless I miss something on the other floor. But this is ridiculous. I took out those machines because sometimes the kill-alls include the machines there. They are looking at adding crits to Sentinels. That's on the test server right now. And if it goes live, I will definitely do a full video on it. Which makes me only too happy because I think Sentinels are great the way they are. So, you know, as we used to say where I come from, it's where the best gets better. Oh yeah, so they're gonna probably give them what it looks like right now is basically as you fight your opportunity bar fills, and when it's full you get a 40% chance to crit for 40% more damage. So it's like a light version of the Scrapper's crits, but it happens more frequently, so that's good. You always hate when you kill that last guy, but it doesn't actually proc the mission, and you're like, oh goodness, what did I miss? What did I miss? Does that put him closer to a blaster? Well, and I already think that depending on your playstyle, they were already kind of close to a blaster. If you're talking about solo and small groups, they've already kind of close, and this would probably put them to where they're even, if not the Sentinel being on top in small groups, and in solo. We're gonna see. But in large groups where the AOE caps are more at play, yeah, it's supposed to bring them a little bit closer. Now, I've always thought Sentinels do really good against bosses in groups, which is where it matters the most, because your Sentinel can apply a 15% resistance reduction to a boss without any chance for them to reduce that. You know, you can't resist the resistance lowering, right? So, and that is a multiplication factor, right? That means everybody in your group is going to do more damage because they brought the Sentinel. It only works on one Sentinel, though. Can't stack it. So we're still going to have that. It's going to be able to affect more people at once and hit up to 5 targets. And so it's going to be a force multiplier in groups, which is going to help you solo faster as well. It's always been a bit of a factor with bosses and lieutenants and stuff when you're soloing anyways. It's always helped you get through those. Well, take out the legacy chain troops. Yeah, you're on these missions, you're not sure what they want you to do next? Pretty sure I got most of the troops here. I'd like to think if you're down to like 1 or 2, they would light them up on the map or something, but I don't see that happening. Buffer plan? Yeah, I don't, you know, they're still reworking Masterminds. Masterminds got recently buffed and they're fine-tuning that, which is essentially a small tweak and buff to the buff. They were doing some things for, so one of the other things they're doing for Sentinels is they're raising the coefficient you get from, whatchamacallit, it's from enhancements and the such, or skills and the such. So there is right now, if you look at let's say a scrapper or a brute and a sentinel with similar defenses, the sentinel would be a little bit lower in defense. Now the sentinel will be kind of equal to the scrapper. I think the brute is getting a little tweak to bump him up a touch as well. So a little bit more for both of them. What are you supposed to do? Nothing else in here. You know what? When you're doing one of these things right here, it's always the guys behind the glass. Yeah, it's always the guys behind the glass, guys. If you're ever doing these missions, make sure you check behind the glass. I mean, I think, you know, what I'm talking about there is a little bit more of a survivability thing. Oh, 8 reward merits. Let's read what she says here. So, Malachi has a spell put on all the ghosts under his control? Interesting. Of course, it probably wouldn't have worked, but I'll hang on to this just in case, and I'll make sure that none of Arachnos agents ever have a chance. I mean, an occasion to talk about it. After all, I lost Marco once. It won't be happening again. As for you, Mirage Monarch, maybe you had better stay out of my way for a while. In fact, I suggest you hit the road running and never come back. I don't have to tell you that I can be a dangerous woman, do I? Yeah, okay. That's the end of that is the end of her story arc. If we take a look here, I think she would probably move to the inactive list. Yeah, Valute Lunata. Before I do that, before we log out, we are very, very close to 15, so we might as well just polish that guy off real quick and go ahead and get our level 15 and 14 done for that matter. See if I can just find a few things. This is a Porto because it might not be high enough level. You know, when you need to kill a few things really quick. Just see if I can do... Yeah, can't even do a newspaper mission here real quick just to get a few more kills. I'm just going to double check up here and see if I can do something here. Yeah, but I don't think you're seeing a huge change to brutes at all. Oh, this will work. Wow, you are a naughty boy. Oh, how'd you get up there? Well, that got me half of what I needed. What probably could really use some decent buffs, and I don't know what those would be the Scrapper. A lot of people won't pick the Scrapper while the Brute exists. Oh, I need just a little bit more. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, see what I want to be, yeah. I've really gotten to know the streets of Port Oaks. as I've run back and forth the levels several times. Alright, so at this point I do need to pick my flight, my sorcery flight, I think. Then we have a couple of slots here, and because I'm a min-max like you wouldn't believe, I'm going to take one in Mystic Flight. And then I don't know, actually doing pretty good in every other area. I mean, could always use more damage, but let me put a reduction in deceive so I can blind or confuse people more often. In a big fight, being able to recharge through that people quicker would be a little bit better. Invisibility cost me 0.3 a second. I could cut that down even further with an enhancement. Or I could put that defense. These are 21 points of damage. I guess I could put another one in blind. Blind's really good. And away we go. And that is all we have for this story arc of Valute Lunata. If you're watching this from the YouTube videos, thank you so much if you hung it out this entire way. This was quite the adventure with her. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.